safer place for Black women. And I wish that the world was a safer place for Black women. And I wish I could walk into any room and not be immediately assumed to be like this mean, horrible, terrible person who's plotting against everyone else. And I wish that I was understood immediately. And I wish that I could see myself in every single piece of media that I consume. But that's not the way that life is. And I wish that every single day. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired of being misunderstood as a Black woman for my passion and for my enthusiasm and for my feelings to be misconstrued and perceived as anger, or just relegated as anger, because that's the only kind of acceptable kind of emotion that you have in your mind for me to be able to express. I'm angry. Are you happy? I'm angry. But I'm also sad, and I'm hurt, and I'm pained, and I feel unseen and unappreciated frequently in the environments that we inhabit, and it needs to stop.
You're poor, you're ugly, you're a woman.
Well, I don't own pearls. Lord knows you don't pay colors enough to afford pearls.
You have so much love to share with the world, and so much life yet to live.
Get your attention. I'm a Black woman, okay? I deserve respect. Don't be calling me no bitch.
And I work like a dog, day and night, living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to K Podcast. I'm your host, Karen. So let's get into this, because I didn't think I will be making another video, but clips and clips keep coming. And then Andrew Schulz decided to, respond to the ShxtsNGigs, podcast and the apology, and called bullshit on it, because it is bullshit. And this is the funny thing. I saw some mammies already talking on TikTok about, oh, maybe we should blame Andrew instead. And people they always want to blame somebody else other than see it for what it is. And I saw also some people in my comment section on the last video talk about, oh, I don't like the way you put it. And this is the thing. I've seen this a lot. A lot of people like to blame other people for what is happening, especially, this is the thing. Andrew Schulz has never dated a Black woman before. Let's not forget. So where does he get all this stereotype talking from? And Andrew over there sitting down, I do not have time for that man yet, because with that mustache of his, it kind of reminded me of, the mustache man and all of that. And the fact that there is another thing I noticed, because I don't watch him, but, this whole clip, everything keep coming out in TikTok. And there was a part where somebody said Andrew Schulz, a grown-ass man, chew on his fingernails or on his toe, on his feet. He chews on his feet. And Andrew was like, yeah, but that is a me thing. That is not a Scottish thing. You see? Stood up for himself and be like, no, it's not a Scottish thing. We don't all do this. It's just me, because I'm a grown-ass baby that likes chewing on my feet. And I'm like, oh, no, why don't we make that a stereotype? Why don't we make that a stereotype? Then he came to the Indian guy over there, and he was talking about, they're babying Black women and all of that and all of this. All I got to say about that one is it kind of shows more light on how men from, that particular part, how they look at women. Because if you look at what has been happening in India, dude, you do not want to stand up here and talk a lot of nonsense. Didn't something happen to a trainee doctor last time with a group of men that violated that woman? And she lost her life. And seeing what happens in your country, it kind of does put one plus one together, because if all the men in your country behave this way, it kind of shines a lot of light on why women are being treated horribly in your country, back home in India. Because I don't know if all of them have the same mindset like you, but it kind of does shine a lot of light. Having women from your country cry in the internet, bad things happening to them not having any kind of protection, Canada shines a lot of light into it, doesn't it? Canada show us, the people outside, on how, that's why you thought, them coming out and apologizing, or you seeing any other woman, being treated as human beings, that baffles you tiny Indian men, doesn't it? It does make you, it baffles your mind, because back home, you know how it goes. Nobody protects the women in your country. It's hard, isn't it? Now, I'm going to bring up this clip over here of Andrew coming up and literally saying what I thought from the first time, because I'm going to say this. I thought this from the first time. I said they probably let this ride. They probably let that clip come out because they know they're going to come out here and apologize. And, you know, black women are going to be like, oh my God, you know, he apologized. Well, they did apologize. Let's go back. Because some people out here are just dumb. You haven't seen these people hurting people and coming out and apologizing. You haven't seen it. Like at this point, and if you want to continue and being a terrible person, all you got to do is just apologize. Drop one apology and everybody's going to forget about it. From what I heard that day later on, I don't know, deleted that apology and deleted some other videos. And just allegedly, I haven't seen it yet. I am not following them, so I don't really, it doesn't really concern me. So I'm going to bring up this video over here of Andrew talking about this.
Their producer, whatever, was like, hey, we really think that's inappropriate. We'd like to take that out. That's very uncomfortable. Their fight and flight instinct really kicked in after the power down. But with that joke about the black women, nothing really seemed, the fight or flight wasn't really there.
Now, can you hear what he said? I'm gonna play that back again. I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna take it back and play it from the beginning, because he said they had some clips that they asked to be removed. So I'm like, what did you say that you only had some clips removed, but you kept the Nigerian one and you kept the black woman one? Meaning that you don't respect these two individuals at all. Even Fuhad, I'm just looking at him like, wow. You're talking about stereotypes of Nigerians out here. And I'm just looking at Fuhad and he's saying he's Yoruba. I'm just looking at him. Okay. Now I'm just going to continue. Let me just continue.
They had shit. Their producer, whatever, was like, hey, we really think that's inappropriate. We'd like to take that out. That's very uncomfortable. Their fight and flight instinct really kicked in after the power down. But with that joke about the black women, nothing really seemed, the fight or flight wasn't really there. Your delivery was too good. Maybe they were seduced by the delivery. Yeah.
I like them. I feel bad they're going through this, but you don't got to protect anybody. That's what I.
Let me just cut it then. You see this little man over here that is talking about you don't got to protect anybody? I think he's Indian. This kind of shines a lot of light on how white Indian women are going through a lot right now. Because if this is the way you guys are thinking, I don't want to generalize everybody, but things have been going down in that country of yours, that the whole world is just looking at you guys. And you being from that country and talking this way, oh my God. It shines a lot of light. I'm like, is this why the women are going through hell in your country? Didn't you guys have a protest? Is it last month for a trainee doctor that lost her life? Because not even one man, a bunch of men, even from the hospital itself. It makes me look at him and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so disgusted. I am absolutely disgusted. Why is it? You know what? After this clip, I do not want to see this man ever again because, geez.
I would say to y'all personally, to y'all publicly, you don't got to pretend. Your people are equal. What are you talking about?
Okay, let's listen to the end of the
Your people are equal.
apology.
You learn from your mistakes, and
That's true.
that's literally
Learn
from your mistakes.
Yeah, we
man.
fucked it, and we're sorry.
You
And
definitely do apologize.
it's, for me, like, it's one of them ones where you don't realize that, like, for one, when you're part of a community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community.
This is the thing. If they ask for other clips to be taken out, why didn't they ask for these clips that were shown later to be taken out? Why? Because they knew, oh, we're just going to go and apologize and idiots will just continue, following us. And this is the thing. I feel like Andrew over here, he really, really wanted to kill their reputation. For him to make it, because he didn't waste no time after he saw that apology video. He did not waste any time. He just ran back to make a response because he really wants to bury their reputation. It's like, no, you ain't gonna put this on me. You ain't gonna act as if you didn't have the opportunity, exposing them, showing people that they did have an opportunity to take out these clips, but they didn't. Calling them out on that fight or flight thing. Wow. Yeah, this is what I said, because every time they do crazy shit, you guys forgive people and be like, you know what, they apologize. No, this is why people will never change. This is why people will never see you as worthy of respect. Because all they got to do is apologize.
When you're not, when unintentionally.
Unintentionally, for real.
And also, on top of that, it was so crazy that, like, the narrative that's been spun about how we feel about our community, the irony of the fact that whilst the whole reason we're in that country was to just show how much we love our community and show how much we love our supporters and how much time we spent at the shows and just like getting to know people and just like understanding our community better and just like making friends and making bonds and showing love, and they're showing love. And this whole 6-week trip was just about showing how much we love our community and how much our community show up.
Yeah, you love your community so much that you humiliate them in the public space. You sat down there and laughed, and then let somebody disrespect your heritage, disrespect your lineage, disrespect where you came from. I heard that he even said something worse to James, talking about, you know, James's background, you know, being Irish, and, you know, he said something very disgusting. And this is what I want to say. If this is comedy, I don't think this is comedy. This is this man being bitter and just wanting to, Andrew just being what he is. We know what Andrew is, right? And he's covering this with bullshit comedy. He's talking about you need experience. You need to, you know, bring things that hurt people into. That's not comedy. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's not the comedy. Makes people laugh. And he over here, he gotta make it has to make you uncomfortable. That is not comedy if it makes people uncomfortable. Yes, there is a certain thing, but minor things, but not making comedy about a whole group of people. That is not comedy. That is you being a shithead. That is what it is.
Show out for us, and then to have that exact same trip be the reason that we're having to have this conversation now. But at the end of the day, mistakes make you a better person.
Mistakes do make you a better person.
You're not born a perfect person. And yeah, we don't condone. We don't appease that behavior. We don't.
All right. We get it. So here's the thing. Listen, I do have empathy for what they're going through. They're young into this content game.
Exactly.
Let me say this. He doesn't have any goddamn empathy. He doesn't. Because why did you respond to it if you didn't really want to bury your reputation? Come out here and expose them if you really did have sympathy for them. And stand on what you already said. Wow. I don't know, maybe empathy means something else to somebody like Andrew, but geez, if this is empathy, I do not want to know what the others are, your other kind of feelings are, because this is empathy, you being discriminatory to other people. This is the thing. Andrew is not the one spewing all of this. I'm going to bring up a video, by the way, of that hairline joke where he got it from. Where Andrew got, you can see the light in Andrew's eyes when he heard about the hairline joke, when a black man was over there in his podcast talking about hairline. And this one over here that is sitting over here with the face cap, hoping that nobody will notice him. That's why he's covering his face most of the time and laughing. If you notice, he's always laughing and covering his face. Pretty sure he just doesn't want anybody to be there, acting as if they're holding him hostage over there while laughing like a hyena. But let's continue.
And this is what happens with a lot of people who are like funny on the internet, but they're not comedians. Yeah. So
you are not a comedian. You are covering your racism as comedy. You are not a comedian. There is nothing comedic about punching down at people that you already know. Do you know what Black women gotta go through? They are the least to get help. They have to literally walk. They don't get help at all. They're the least for society to even come to help them. Society wants to see Black women as strong. And I feel like this strong thing is something that they just use to cover up so that they don't need to help Black women. They just say, oh, you're strong. No, whenever somebody tells you you're strong, that person just doesn't want to help you. It's a cover up. Because they want you to continue suffering and doing it by yourself. So this is the thing. When people are out here talking about strong Black women, I'm like, no, they're just women, just like every other woman. They're just women, just like every other woman. That's why when it comes to labor, childbirth, you see it. What happened last week? A lady that, because of the overturn of Roe v. Wade, a Black woman was the one that lost her life there. You get me? This strong narrative is dangerous. And he knows. I'm pretty sure Andrew knows. This strong narrative is killing Black women. A lot of people know this, but nobody cares. That's why he's out here talking about, when I hear, oh, you don't need to protect people. It gets in my feeling. I'm like, what are you talking about? When it comes to childbirth, these women are the ones getting it the worst in the system. Everybody's punching down at them. They can't just sit down and be at peace one day. And then for you to come in and punch down to, that is I don't know, a coward's way. That is very chaotic. Punching down on people that are already down and calling it comedy. It is not comedy. You are not a comedian. I don't know who is sitting out here calling you a comedian. You are not a comedian. You're something else though, but definitely not a comedian.
They are still concerned about cancellation. I think comedians, we understand that being funny is saying inappropriate things.
Yeah.
No, that is not only what comedy is all about. You're supposed to make jokes. You're supposed to be a joker. You're supposed to be a clown on stage that makes people laugh. That is what comedy is. So I don't know where you're getting all of this. And it's supposed to be subtle jokes. Yes, I do understand that you might bring something in there, but not talking about a whole group of people, a whole culture, a whole country. And then talking about somebody's, heritage and all of that. That is not comedy. So I don't know who told you that was comedy, but no, that is not comedy. I've seen comedy, and this is not it.
Sometimes that thing that's inappropriate is something about you. Sometimes it's about other people. But the nature of being funny is something inappropriate happening.
Yeah.
Right? And
so comedy is based on things being inappropriate. You want to redefine what comedy is. If everybody said things that are inappropriate all the time in comedy, that would not be called comedy anymore. You just trying to redefine it because you know you're a piece of shit. That's why you just want to put it in there. You know you're an ass. You just want to redefine it to suit what your narrative is.
I think what they're doing, what they don't realize is because they're young in the game, and we've all went through this. It's like scary in the beginning. You really think you're going to be canceled. If it
is really comedy, how about you don't talk about some certain people that are protected out here? Why are you not talking about? There are some communities out here that you can't talk about in that manner. Why don't you make jokes about them? If it's really comedy. Yeah, make comedy about those people and see how quick this shit turns. It is not comedy.
I'm sure that they have, people that they have to take care of, and they're like, uh-oh, what if I have to go back and I have to get a regular job? Is it all over? I completely have empathy for that. I get that. What they don't realize is by apologizing you're just amplifying it.
Yeah.
The people that are upset at this, the majority of them don't even listen to the podcast. A lot of them are probably resentful of your success. And they're like, why the
and you're part of the people that resented their success. That's why you are out here making an expose video, making a response. He's acting like, oh, they just want to see you go down. Why are you making a response that fast after that? Why are you here talking? And calling them out for also not wanting to take out the clips about the Nigerian topic and the black women topic, and the fact that, you know, James is mixed and you talking shit about him being mixed. Why did you come out to call it out? You see, you are not their friend either. Now, let me bring up this video over here where this Andrew over here got the idea to talk about hairline. Let me go bring up this video. I want you guys to see this video of where Andrew got the idea about black women making people lose their hair. Where is it? Okay, let me bring it. This is where he got that idea.
Who was actually married to a black woman.
This is where he got that idea from.
The black man next to Andrew Schulz, who was actually married to a black woman, says, black women will steal your hairline. You can literally see the light go off in Andrew's head.
Go watch that video because she's exactly right. And I sat through an hour and a half of Andrew Schulz to find that clip.
Son! No, he got a great...
Oh, fuck. That's an observation, yo.
Yo! What? Amin just had a great observation. The way he worded it was a little crazy. He's like, black women will steal your hairline.
I also want to show this little clip.
You hear it? So you see where this whole insult, because it is an insult, all the insults are coming from. It's not, Andrew doesn't have any experience with any black woman. He is getting all of this from the men from your community. They are the ones putting you in this position.
Clip, which just proves how easy it is to just call this kind of shit out.
I mean, you gonna let them hate on the sisters like this?
What's up?
Like you gonna let them hate on the sisters?
But he's married to a sister.
Yeah, that man sat down there and said his wife make him lost hair. Dude, your wife didn't make you lose hair. It's genetics. I don't hear other men out here that are bald from other communities talking about their women made them be bald. It is genetics. This is another thing. The men from this community like blaming everybody else. It's either black women's fault or it's white men's fault. Everything is somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's fault other than taking accountability. Now, I'm going to show you why I think, because I was even surprised because I was watching something on TikTok and this guy came out. He was talking about Diddy and the court case that, you know, Diddy is going through right now. And he blamed, can you believe he bold ass face blamed the white man for it. He said Diddy did that because of the white man. It's either the white man, the black woman, it's always somebody else's fault, isn't it? Let me just bring that video over here because it's always everybody else's fault. It is always everybody else's fault. You lose your hair, black women did it. You become a Diddy, white men did it. Let me just bring that clip over here. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, here it is.
He did what he did. We have to go back to LA. Why LA?
Why LA?
Listen up.
Lee, let me introduce you to Carter's theory of criminal investigation.
Criminal investigation.
Follow the rich white man.
Follow the rich white man.
Follow the rich white man. Exactly.
You cannot make this shit up. I swear to God, you cannot make this shit up. Like, this is why I can't deal with some people. I'm sorry, I can't. You're either blaming somebody else or it's another person. It's either the white man or the black woman. You lose your hair, it's the black woman. You get caught by the cops because of your bullshit attitude and what you're doing that is under investigation is the white man. Wow. And this the shit.
And you learn. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut. Now,
Every crime has a rich white man waiting behind the scenes, waiting for his cut. Now, we know who it could be. Some of you are saying Jay-Z. He's not white. Some of you are saying Clive Davies, whoever that is. Is that him? No. We've got to go to LA and check out the rich white guys Diddy was hanging out with. That will tell you who is behind this whole thing. Are you in or are you out?
I don't know what the hell that was. Accountability is a disease for some people. Like, are you serious? Like, this is the thing. Blame everybody else other than yourself. Don't take any accountability. Have a bunch of children in your community. Make a lot of baby mamas. Blame the women for being baby mamas. Boom. You as a woman, you're the reason why. That's why they give it baby mamas, but not baby papas, not baby daddies. No, none of that. None of that. Blame the women. You lose your hair. You have a bunch of children without fathers in the community. It's baby mamas. Anything happen is baby mamas. The law catch up to you. Something happened to you that you had a hand in. Is all of a sudden the white man. Is the white man made me do it, or the white man had something to do with it, or is the white man? No accountability. And then if it's in the women's side, is the black woman. It's never I. It's never this man over here. And this is the person they want to protect. They want to protect Diddy. Like, don't you people have doctors, nurses, engineers, pilots to be, trying to protect? We're gonna go. You guys want to go protect Diddy. You want to go protect Diddy. You're always protecting the wrong people. Don't you have engineers to protect? People in politics, lawyers, to be the ones that you guys... No, it's always the wrong people. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like this culture over here just loves, loves being shamed. Loves following shameful people. Now let me bring up this other video over here. Jeez, because I didn't want to make this video today. I didn't want to make it long. I didn't want to make this video long. Let me just bring up this one. So this is another lady from India. She just came out to talk about that little Indian man in that podcast.
I would like to say about the Fuhad and James podcast situation. The only thing that I would like to say about the Fuhad and James podcast situation is that we don't claim that little Indian man on there. We know how bad anti-blackness and colorism is within the South Asian community.
It's not only that. Women in that country are not being protected at all. Like, if you go on Google and try to research what happens to Indian women by daily, every day, yeah, women in that country are not being protected. So that's why he had a big mouth sitting down there and be like, you cannot be infantilizing people and trying to protect you. They don't need protection. You guys are equal. Is that what is happening in your country? Wow. Says a lot, doesn't it?
Community, and instead of challenging that, he goes on to share this super racist stereotype that his dad told him about and make it worse. Seriously? How embarrassing. And I sincerely apologize that people like him exist in our community. You should have been supporting Black women.
He's not with that mentality he has. He is not. That's why one thing, I don't believe in POC community. No offense, I really don't. I really don't. I don't. Because there's always somebody that you think you're gonna go be friends. We're gonna stab you in the back. I'm no, not me. I'm just gonna bring up this other video over here before we go. Let me bring up this one of this lady giving her own comment about this whole shenanigans.
Sorry. Andrew Schulz quite literally laughing at James and Fuhad right now is so hilarious. He threw y'all under the bus so fucking quick. He was like, fight or flight. What are y'all talking about? Y'all was enjoying it. Y'all had the opportunity to cut that part. You didn't cut that part. You cut a whole bunch of other parts, but you were fine with that shit airing. Stand on business, bruvs. That's what you wanted, innit?
Yep. And then they came out and almost put all the blames on him. And then, but I'm just wondering, what else did they cut out of the clip that their manager said it was controversial? They shouldn't keep it. What else was worse than this? What else? I would really want to see it. I would really, really want to see it. Jeez. Now that's all for today, people. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and I'm gonna say this. The truth is the truth. It hurts. It hurts. Like I said before, if you're a black woman out here, you only have yourself to protect. People be coming out here and be talking about, I hear a lot of people, oh, black women should come and fight for, you better sit your ass down. You weak. Sit your ass down. Because this is the thing. People be coming out here thinking you strong. Meanwhile, they don't know that you are in a survival mode. That's what you are on. Survival mode. Because you have nobody. You have absolutely nobody other than yourself. So you better learn some lessons, sit down and rest. Unless it has anything to do with you. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Thank you all for joining me today. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.